welcome to my channel. So in the last video we discussed some of the basic SQL queries. Okay, so in this video also we are going to discuss some more SQL queries. Okay, so we will be studying in this video altered SQL query. We will be studying the select SQL query and we will be discussing drop SQL query. Okay, these three SQL queries we will be discussing in this video. Okay, so in the last video we discussed the basic use of SQL queries. Why do we need to use SQL, structured query language? Okay, so even if you study Hindi or you study English, we study grammars. These are both languages. Okay, Hindi and English has some grammatical rules with the help of which we are able to communicate. If we don't have any language, we will not be able to communicate. Okay, so language is really helpful for communication. So similarly, SQL, structured query language, is really helpful for communication between front end and back end. What is the meaning of front end? Front end means any form that you can make in HTML. Okay, any form which you can make with the help of HTML or JavaScript. Okay, and what is backend? Backend is our database. What we can do with the help of the SQL query, we can store our data from the front end to back end. Okay, we are providing a kind of communication between front end and back end. And if there is a need, we can also fetch data from the back end and we can display that data on the front end. Okay, so that is the basic use of studying the SQL queries. With the help of it, we can easily interaction between the front end and the back end. Okay, so now let's focus on these SQL queries. Let's suppose I am having one table. The various attributes of this table is roll number, name and city. Okay, and the name of my relation is actually student. Let's suppose I have 4 students. Name is Aman, Swati, Neha and Pooja. Okay, they belongs to city. Let's suppose Chandigarh, Delhi and Delhi. Okay, so I am having this relation. Okay, this table is stored at the back end in the database. Okay, so what we want to do now? We want to fetch data from the database, and let's suppose I want to display this data in the front end. Okay, so how I would be selecting the tuples from my database table? I want to know about all of the students who belong to city Chandigarh. So what I will be doing, select star. Why I am using star here? Because I want to select all of the attributes in the output. Okay, that's why I am using here star, because I want to fetch all of the attributes in my output. Okay, from which table you want to select? You would be having many tables present in your database. So which table you are talking about? I am talking about student table. So select star from table name, student. Okay, where? Okay, so writing just code like this. Select star from student. You are selecting all of the tuples from the relation student. But in the output, I don't want to fetch all of the tuples. I want to do some kind of filtering. I just want to select only that tuples where city is Chandigarh. Okay, so where city is Chandigarh. Okay, so writing like this, you will be fetching these two tuples. So what is going to be your output if you run this query? Roll number, name and city. I would be fetching first two tuples in the output. Roll number 1, 2. Aman, Swati. They all belongs to Chandigarh city. Okay. So this is going to be my output. Okay. Star here means that we want to select all of the attributes in the output. Okay. If I write here select roll number, comma, name, then what you will be doing in your output, you would be seeing only these two attributes. You will not find city attributes in the output. Okay, so firstly we will be selecting all the tuples where city Chandigarh is present, these two tuples. Okay, now which attribute we want in the output? We want roll number and name. Okay, so these two we are going to fetch in the output. This way our select query works. If we want to fetch the data from the database table, we use select query. And it is very useful. Okay, select query is very useful. Okay, so I hope that you are clear with the select query. Okay, now let me tell you about the alter query. Okay, so initially if you want to insert any data in your table, what we firstly do before insertion of the data, we firstly create the table. Okay, initially when I created my table, only these three attributes were there in my table. Okay, but now I want to change the number of attributes I am having in my relation. Okay, I want to add one more attribute at a later point of time in your relation. Okay, so any kind of modification, any kind of alteration in the attributes of relation. Okay, if you want to perform any kind of alteration in the attributes of your relation, be using the alter query. Okay, so what I want to do, let's suppose I want to add one more attribute in this relation. You know, initially we just make the project as per our requirement, but time to time our requirements get changed, so we have to modify our relations. Okay, so at a later point of time, let's suppose I want to add age attribute to this relation. Which query I will be using for it? Alter table. What I want to do, I want to alter table. Which table I want to alter? I want to alter table student. Okay, alter table student. Okay, what kind of alteration I want to perform? Whether I want to add some new attribute, or whether I want to drop, I want to delete some of the existing attributes from this relation, or whether I want to change the data type of the attributes. Okay, so I want to add one new attribute into this relation. Add. I want to add one new attribute. Which attribute you want to add? I want to add age attribute. Okay, and what is the data type for the age attribute? Integer. Integer data type we are having. Okay, so what is the age? Let's suppose age is going to be around 2 to 3 digits. Okay, so let's suppose I am considering here 2. Okay, so this way we are going to add one more attribute into this relation. I am adding one more attribute like this. Okay, this way if you want to perform any alteration in your attributes, then we can use the alter query. Okay, so now we have these 4 attributes of this relation student. Okay, so as the requirements are getting changed, at a later point of time, we are able to add some more new attributes with the help of the alter command. Okay, so now let's suppose I want to drop or I want to delete this attribute city from the relation student. Okay, I don't want to keep this attribute any more in my relation. I want to drop this attribute from the relation. So what command I will be using for removing the attribute of the relation student? Alter table. Which table you want to alter? You are having many number of tables in your database. So I want to alter table student. Okay, alter table student. What I want to do? I want to drop this one attribute from the relation. Drop. Okay, so alter table student. Okay, I want to drop one of the attribute of this relation. Drop column. Which column I want to drop from the relation? City. Okay, this way. When we will be executing this SQL query, this city column is going to be deleted from use the alter query for that. Okay, so now by running this query, we are deleting this attribute from the relation. Now we have only these three attributes present in the relation. Okay, so your city attribute has been deleted from the relation. So this is the basic use of the alter query. It is basically associated with the any kind of modification you want to do in case of attributes. Okay, it is mostly associated with the attributes. Okay, so now let's discuss the drop query. Why we are using the drop query and what is the difference between drop and delete query. Okay, so the syntax which I am showing you are the basic syntax, but as your databases are getting changed, it really depends on whether you are using MySQL or you are using Oracle. Your syntax might get changed little bit. Okay, so now let me show you the difference between the drop query and the delete query. Okay, so what I am doing now, I am just trying to update the value of age here. Okay, when do we use the insert query? When we want to add some new tuple into this relation. Now we don't want to add some new tuple, we want to update the value age. Okay, we want to update the value of age. So we are running update query. Okay, with the help of roll number, what we are doing, we are updating value of age to 25 where roll number is 1. Okay, so similarly we are updating the age value in all of the tuples like 26, 25 and 26 this way. Okay, so now let's see the difference between the drop query and the delete query. So delete, we have already discussed this delete SQL query in the last video. So delete query we basically use if we have to delete any tuple from the relation. Okay, if you want to delete any record from the relation, then we will be using this delete SQL query. Okay, your table is not going to be deleted. Your table exists, but you are just removing all of the tuples of the relation. Okay, so let's suppose I want to delete from student where age is 25. Okay, I want to delete all of the tuples from the relation student where age value is 25. So this roll number 1 and this roll number 3, both these tuples are going to be deleted from the relation. Both these tuples have been deleted from the relation. Okay, so this is the basic use of delete operation, that if you want to delete tuples, even some tuples or all of the tuples of the relation, then we can use this delete query. Okay, and how delete is different from the drop SQL query. Okay, so drop is basically used if we want to delete the complete relation. Okay, we want to delete the complete relation, the attributes of the relation, all of the tuples query. So if you want to delete the entire schema, which SQL query you will be using? Drop table and your table name. What is the name of your table? Student. Okay, so your entire table, entire schema is going to be deleted from the memory. So that is the basic use of drop SQL query. Okay, so let me tell you one more thing, that all of these SQL queries which we are studying, like insert, deletion, updation, selection, all these are basically abstracted. Okay, abstracted. These are the simple queries with the help of which we can perform various operations on the database tables. Okay, but in the actual, there is a lot of coding behind these SQL queries. Just for the simplicity, these are actually abstracted. Okay, we are just getting the simple SQL queries, but in the back end of these SQL queries, there is a lot of code written, with the help of which you will be doing lot of processing on your tables. Okay, so just for giving us simple interface, we are given the basic SQL queries. But to run a one SQL query, there is a lot of code, lot of processing at the back end is going to happen. Okay, so I hope that you are clear with all these basic commands. If you have any query, I have mentioned my email ID in the description box. You can contact me on that email ID. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel.